You're right, yeah. No, I'll be in the same way. I've done many years old.
That's full time here at Magic Park in the excavation specialist reserve grade fixture. Broadmeadow Magic 2 defeating Lambton Jaffas 1. Just a reminder to everyone here today at Magic Park, and that is the Elders Charity Shield. Please dig deep and visit the ladies at the southern end of the clubhouse and purchase a raffle ticket into the Westpac Rescue Helicopter raffle. Currently, some of our prizes, we have Are You Hungry? $50 voucher for the cafe and takeaway. We've got 2 of those. We have a Kana Sports 3-time ball pack and backpack. We have Spice Affairs Lambton $50 voucher, 3 of those. We have Faith and Blaze Barbershop $50 vouchers, 4 of those. We have a Newcastle Jet Stanley Pass. And we have 2 Williams Artisan Bread and Espresso $50 vouchers. So please dig deep and visit the ladies at the summit end for raffle tickets for the Elders Charity Shield. Broadmeadow Magic like to thank today's match day sponsor, Elders Real Estate, Newcastle Lake Macquarie. Thank you to Steve and Stu for everything that they do in supporting Broadmeadow Magic and the Elders Charity Shield. Take this opportunity to thank this year's major partners, GSS Group Australia, Ground Stabilisation Systems, Finance Triangle Australia, Australian Group Attachments, Road Design Custom Union, the Excavation Specialists, the Black Bun Hotel, and RBBR Home Services and Newcastle Macedonia Sports Club.
move without rattling the whole scam.
Getting the whole of this SDI just like was working, and then I lost the shot completely. I'm like pressing OK and trying to shoot, and I can't see anything. But it was guts really. I can't believe this game.
Job is like troubleshooting.
Just a reminder for those supporters walking in Magic Park today, please visit the ladies at the southern end or on the Magic Park in the car park. Please be thankful for the elders, charity shield, raising funds for the Westpac Rescue Helicopter Service. And thank you to Steve from Elders and his team for supporting the Elders Charity Shield over the years and today's match day sponsor.
Good afternoon and welcome to Magic Park for what promises to be an absolute humdinger of a match up in the Northern New South Wales NPL. It's round 2, it's match of the round, and it's two of the biggest clubs in the competition. Broadmeadow Magic and the Lambton Jaffas going head-to-head live on Northern New South Wales Football's YouTube channel. Chris McPherson bringing you all of the action today from a picture-perfect Magic Park. The sun's shining, 27 degrees with a light breeze, perfect conditions for football. But don't let the weather fool you, things are going to heat up on the pitch. These two teams met just a fortnight ago in the Charity Shield, and that clash had everything. High intensity, 3 red cards and a penalty shootout. Expect no love lost today. Magic will be fired up after a gut-wrenching 1-0 loss to Edgeworth in round 1, where a late goal cost them points. Coach Damien Zane knows his side needs to be sharper, saying discipline and composure will be key. If we can stay focused, we'll put ourselves in a position to win. Lambton, meanwhile, are coming in with confidence after lifting silverware in the Charity Shield and a round 1 win over New Lambton. However, they will be without their talismanic defender, Nikolai Topol-Stanley. Their coach, David Tanchevsky, is backing his squad to keep that momentum rolling, saying, "We know the quality we have, and when we play to our strengths, we're going to be tough to beat." There's plenty of history, plenty of feeling and rivalry, and plenty on the line in this game. So strap yourselves in. It's Broadmeadow Magic versus Lambton Jaffas, and it's coming right up. As we await the two teams coming onto the field, let's take a look at how the two starting 11s do line up. We'll start with the visitors, the Lambton Jaffas. In goals, the experienced Ben Kennedy. Number 2 will be Matt Butner. Number 3, Pat Bond. Number 4, James Oates. 6, the new import from Newcastle Olympic, Joey Langlois. 8, one of their Japanese sensations in Yuhei Sato. 9, the newer of their Japanese players in Shisuke Kirihara. Number 11 is Lachlan Griffiths. 14, Riley Taylor. 17, Riley McNaughton. And 23 is Tom Waller. Well, for the home side, the Broadmeadow Magic in goals. Number 1, Luis Alvarez. Number 2, Sam Camper. Number 3 is Ben Diamond. 4, Tom Beecham. 5, Will Ingram. 8, their new signing from Sydney Olympic. He returns to Newcastle, former Jets youth player Jack Simmons. Number 10 is Bailey Wells. Number 11, Jared Baker. Number 15, Soram Lee. Number 20, their captain Jeremy Wilson. And number 21 is James Kresner. The coach is Jim Kresner for Magic and David Tanchevsky for the Lambton Jaffas. We await both teams coming out to the field. As I say, this is one of the biggest rivalries in Newcastle. They've played in grand finals, they've played in cup football, they've played in the Charity Shield the last 2 years as well. The sides know each other well, but there will be absolutely no friendly engagement once they get onto that field. 3 points on the line, a huge 3 points in terms of how these teams start their season off. As I said, Jaffas, a good win over New Lambton last week. Broadmeadow, a heartbreaking loss to Edgeworth in the first round. A win for Jaffas here today could see them 6 points away from their rivals. A win for Broadmeadow would see them on equal pegging heading into round 3. As we see the referees lead out the players. Two teams led out by their captains, Kennedy and Wilson, respectively. Two sides full of attacking at potential, stoic defence. And it's going to be a cracking 90 minutes here on a beautiful Magic Park turf. We've got some young Magic men out there with the Westpac Rescue Helicopter Charity Shield. So it'll be the second shield these sides will play for this year. Lambton took the other, as I said, only just over 2 weeks ago.
As the teams line up, as is traditional with our first season, we pay homage to our members who have passed during the off-season, and we pause for a moment's silence.
It's going to have a moment's silence for the passing of Broadmeadow members in the off-season.
Game of the year, we'd like to pay tribute to the recent passing of Charlie Turner, son of Magic legend and legend of Northern New South Wales, Chris Turner. We acknowledge the anniversary of Elders Real Estate. We acknowledge the anniversary of Elders Real Estate, son's passing, Steve's son's passing, Jason. And we also acknowledge member Sonny Stojanovsky, who passed during the off-season. And we pause for a moment's silence now. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to call Magic Secretary Stephen Pitcheroff to please make his way to the centre and please present Chris Turner with a small token of our appreciation.
Now going to have a presentation to former Magic and Northern New South Wales legend Chris Turner. The passing of his son Charlie in the off-season, an integral part of local football. Charlie is all around supporting in a number of different avenues. There's a tragic loss felt across the Northern New South Wales community, and Broadmeadow will now make a presentation to his dad Chris on behalf of the Magic Club. Wonderful gesture by the Magic Club. The Turner family undoubtedly in the thoughts of many across the last few weeks across the Northern New South Wales football community. Now the referees will have a chat with the captains after the handshakes and work through the coin toss, and teams will go through the last of their preordained warm-ups. Magic resplendent in their red, Jaffas in their yellow with black shorts. I'll wait for the outcome of the toss as Jeremy Wilson and Ben Kennedy work with the referee. It looks like Wilson's won the toss. He's having a little bit of a think about it. Made their decisions, and we'll work out in a moment what's happening. If I'm any good at reading body language and hand signs and lips, it might be that Broadmeadow won the toss and elected to kick off, and Lambton might run from right to left, but I could be completely wrong. We'll find out in a moment. I've got one of the pieces right. Magic are setting up on the left-hand side, so in their red they will go from left to right of your screen. It looks like Magic elected to defer, and it will be Lambton kicking off. Lambton with Sato and Kirihara up front, Japanese duo. On the other side, Broadmeadow have Bailey Wells back into their side. He missed the Charity Shield clash. He was trialling with the Brisbane Roar at the time. And the referee has us underway. And straight away through Bond, they go long to Jaffas.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Magic Park for round 2 of the Northern New South Wales NPL.
Magic going on the attack, broken up by McNaughton there. Taylor, former New Lambton Eagle, loses his footing trying to trap the ball in the field of play, and we'll have a throw in, the first of the day for Broadmeadow.
Number 23, Thomas Waller. Number 17, Riley McNaughton. Number 1, Ben Kennedy. Number 3, Patrick Bond. Number 6, Joey Langlois. Number 2, Matthew Buechner. Number 4, James Oates.
Magic go long, trying to get aerial. McNaughton gets a better position. Loses his footing though in the challenge. Looks to the referee, but the referee says play on. Jaffas go back through their captain in Kennedy. Drives long.
Number 21, Jack Bandel. Number 10, Archie Finn. For your GS
Sato wins that out, but directs it to an opponent.
11, Jared Baker. Number 1, Lewis
Lofted
Alvarez.
long,
Number 5,
looking for Lee.
number 4,
Kennedy at the edge of his box. Ends up outside it, pulls back from picking it up. He's off the line. Pushed wide by the Magic. That'll be a sigh of relief breathed by the Jaffas.
number 10, Buggers Wells. Number 2, Sam Camper. Number 15, Ciora Lee. For Broadmeadow, we have number 6, Luke Corrigan. Number 19, Ryan Edward. Number 13, Gus McLeod. Number 12, Tom Parks. Number 40, Taylor Tate. Number 9, Jaden Chilton. Number 18, Joseph Kresner. Once again, welcome Magic Park for the Elders, Real Estate, Newcastle Lake Macquarie Charity Shield, wrapping funds for the Westpac Rescue Helicopter. Please visit the ladies at the southern end and grab yourselves a raffle ticket and support this outstanding cause for the community. Well, Magic, I'd also like to take this opportunity to
Magic go long. The flag goes up. I was going to say, Lee looked like he jumped the gun there, and he certainly has.
ground stabilisation systems.
Assistant referee straight on it, and we come back.
Kitchens, Finance Triangle Australia, Australian Drilling Attachments, Newcastle Macedonia Sports Club, and the excavation.
Come back out. McNaughton will restart us. Missed there, but Alvarez comes out to easily deal with it. Diamond working it out. Norton gets ahead to it. Wells coming through. All threaded, looking for Langlois. Now Taylor. Hacked forward by Butner. He goes long. Sits in no man's land, and Alvarez thinks about coming out of his box, but decides better of it and waits for it to come inside the 18-yard box. He threads it out now. The captain in Wilson. They go wide. A sliced, lofted ball. Falls for the head of McNaughton. Cleared away by Beecham. Lee and McNaughton having a little bit of a tussle already. Driven long. Looking for Kirihara. Weight just not quite where they needed it. Yeah, Magic try and find a magical back heel. Baker couldn't quite get it, and it goes over the sideline off a Jaffas player, and they'll get the throw. Now all of a sudden, Griffith takes a shot over the crossbar, though, watchfully. Alvarez sees it away. Threatening signs early for the Jaffas. Prepared to chance their hand from range. Alvarez now. It's it up into the breeze a little, and it beats everyone. It'll go across the sideline. Simmons couldn't quite get ahead on it to keep it in. Wallop with the throw. Wallop goes long, looking for Sato. Couldn't get there. Headed back that way by Oates. Simmons plays it down the line, and it goes out of bounds. Beecham passes, ends up with it back at his feet. Decides to go back to Alvarez. Wilson dropping back in between the central defenders. Now plays it out. Simmons back to Wilson, the captain. Lofts it long. Looking for Baker, who's come into the middle of the field. It's turned over. Little clip there. A foul against Wells. Lambton drive that one deep into territory, but far too heavy. Magic will have a throw in deep in their own half. Camper to take it. Comes long down the line. Finds the head of Waller. Sato, a little pirouette there, but can't get a boot to it, and Magic happy just to clear it over halfway. Waller with the throw. Brings it back to Jimmy Oates. Kennedy now on the top of his 18-yard box, just happy to play it back to Oates. Oates has space in front of him. Now partners with his centre-back here, McNaughton. Happy just to move it around in defence and see if they can create an opening. Kennedy tries to draw Lee. Oates down the line. Waller keeps it in. Griffiths tries to spin through a pack of red jumpers but can't get there. Wells spins it across, can't quite get the weight on it that he wanted, and a clumsy foul on Riley Taylor by Lee. Oates now on Waller. Kennedy calls for it and gets it. Langlois. Back to Oates. Broadmeadow holding the space, not really creating a lot of opportunities for openings. Langlois will go long with the cross, looking for Griffith, but again, just a little too heavy. Camper working now. Wilson is dispossessed by Bond. He turns it back over again. Now Wells with time and space. He takes it on. Langlois in chase. Beautifully threaded down the line. Baker, can he create something here? Finds it, and he does. Finds Kresner, who taps it home past Ben Kennedy. And not quite 10 minutes gone, and the Magic are on the scoreboard. James Kresner converts the wonderful run from Jared Baker. Ben Kennedy had absolutely nothing he could do there, and Broadmeadow Magic won. Lambton Jaffas 0 inside the first 10 minutes here at Magic Park. Calm, composed finish from Kresner. For the first time in the regular season, Magic are on the scoreboard. Certainly sparked a little bit of energy from the home crowd. And we'll see whether Magic can continue to capitalise on that energy now. Lambton, they want to look for a quick response. Waller. Oates. Goes to McNaughton, his centre-back partner. They're just happy to work it back. Broadmeadow trying to just slowly push up the press, trying to strangle the ball movement. Kennedy releases McNaughton. Lee comes at him. McNaughton with a deft touch back underneath. Turned over. Baker takes it away from Butner. Simmons puts it out in front. How's the waiting? It sits up nicely. Camper plays it in. Wells is going to cross it into the box, looking for a second. Can't quite head it home. Kresner thought he was on for a double. Beautiful delivery from Wells from out wide on the right. Kresner just couldn't get it on target. Broadmeadow upping the ante here. Now Waller goes long. Looking for Kirihara. Beecham lobs it back. His opposite number. And Oates clears it. A little bit of footing loss there from Langlois. Danger now. Lee, can he get one-on-one? Beautifully tackled. Riley McNaughton does so well there. Breaks up the attack, and all of a sudden Sato's leading a counter-attack. Simmons, I'm not sure what that sort of tackle was, but we play on. Kresna now with the ball at his feet. Now the ball all the way back to Alvarez. Diamond works it out now. Baker. Wilson goes forward. McNaughton in a battle with Kresna. Kirihara couldn't quite trap that in the direction he wanted. Lofted forward now, looking for Wells again. Wallet does well. Kicks it into Wells. And gets himself a throw. Waller with the throw. Goes long down the line. Tries to find Sato. Beecham lobs it into the midfield. Out falls Lee in challenge. Buettner fighting hard for it, but Wells gets it away. McNaughton does what he does best and breaks up the attacking raid, and all of a sudden sets Langlois on the counter-attack. He's got a bit of time and space down the right wing, decides to come back infield. Looking for Kirihara, but it's broken up and cleared away and almost out of the grounds by Tom Beecham. Buettner with the throw. Langlois. Oates. Plenty of time and just lays it back to Kennedy. Goes the other of the centre backs in. McNaughton, and they're happy just to work it back between the three of them. Magic holding their space. Trying to disrupt Langlois, drops back. Bond. A raking ball forward, looking for Buettner, but couldn't get up and keep it in. It's just a little too heavy. And Diamond. Working back and forward. Now they go all the way back to Alvarez, and Jaffas are going to try and play Magic at their own game and just hold the space here and force them to chance their hand. They go wide to Camper. Bit of a sloppy challenge there. It's just going to be a conversation at this point with Lachlan Griffith. No card drawn out of the pocket. Beecham puts it back for Alvarez. He goes to Diamond, the English import. They continue to try and find ways to create space through this Lambton defence. Yeah, aerial and thread it nicely for Camper. He drops it for Simmons. Simmons threads a ball, finds Kresna. Kresna chips it across, looking for Camper again. It's a friendly bounce, then drop it back. Baker's switched across to the right now, and they swing it wide to the left. Now Wilson. Baker lobs it forward, has the weight on it. Ingram gets it in, but Kennedy diving. Well read by the experienced shot stopper. Belying the fact that he's just turned 38 this month. Still lightning with those reflexes is Ben Kennedy. In the meantime, Jimmy Oates goes on a bit of a run. Haley Wells is going to need to be careful here. Clipped in from behind. Bailey Wells feigns surprise when the referee blows that, but it's pretty clear cut. Norton and Bond back to McNaughton. Lambton just having a challenge of finding a way through this Magic defence. Oates, can he be the key? Threaded through, not quite sure who that was designed for, but Langlois breaks it up in the end. Kirihara pops the ball through, has a half-hearted through ball slash shot. It doesn't eventuate much as either. Alvarez watched it across the byline. Alvarez high with plenty of backspin on it, headed long by Oates. Sato will push up to try and put pressure on, but the ball goes across the sideline. Camper will retreat to take the throw. Down the line long. Oates again with the head. Langlois uses his body to position out Wells. Sato gets a little shove and they get the throw, a quick throw, and away they go on the attack. Riley Taylor takes a shot, a little off balance. Doesn't really challenge Alvarez. It's a positive if you're a Jaffas fan. They're starting to find some avenues towards goal and just need to find some of the little more threat, you'd have to think. Wally does well, racing forward and takes the header away, and there'll be a throw in. Defensive side of halfway for the Magic. You can catch the reserve grade game earlier here from Magic Park on Northern New South Wales Football's YouTube channel. It was the home side, the Magic, running out winners 2-1. Of course, make sure you stay tuned to Northern New South Wales YouTube across the season. Every game, first grade and reserve grade, men's and women's NPL through the Northern New South Wales competition will be live and free. As we see Sato threads the ball in for Griffiths. Can't quite get it clear, loses his footing. Riley Taylor gets a shot away, but it's broken up by the man who scored the opener in Kresna. And the Jaffas will have a corner. Sato, the man to take it. Jaffas slowly building into this game. Two teams met 2 weeks ago. Like Broadmeadow were going to run away with it in the first half. Everything went their way. They were 2-0 at the break and were up a man, and then all of a sudden 2 red cards in the second half turned the contest on its head. Sato in dangerously to the back post, slapped away by Alvarez, then cleared further downfield. Wells racing. Butner gets to it first. McNaughton tries to thread it in, hopeful. Kirihara ends up with it, but it's again a boot from Broadmeadow that stops it. Wells now splits between the two defenders. Gets a ball. Sorry, that was Lee. Now it's Wells, but can't quite get the touch under control. And Kennedy races out to pick it up. Beautiful counter-attack structure there by Broadmeadow, but now Taylor will look to lead one for the Jaffas. Sato out wide calls for it. Pushed out over the line defensively by Camper, and Jaffas will have a throw just on the edge of their attacking third. They go long. Beecham clears it somewhat. Bond gets a boot in. Shot taken through legs again. Not enough power on it from Griffiths. And Alvarez picks it off and immediately distributes it wide to Ingram. "20 minutes gone. The Magic lead by 1. The opening goal inside 10 minutes. A nice tap in off a beautiful cross from Jared Baker and finished by James Kresna. The ball lofted forward. Lee flattened by McNaughton. The referee says play on for the time being. Kresna spits it wide for Baker. He's immediately swarmed by yellow jerseys. Wells takes a long range shot. Kennedy doesn't take it cleanly, but does enough to trap it. It's end-to-end football here at Magic Park. One afternoon. Top-tier football action. The next best place to being here at Magic Park is tuned in on the Northern New South Wales Football YouTube channel. As that through ball goes through literally everyone, and we'll come back for a magic throw. Camper takes the throw and just decides to go all the way back to his keeper in Alvarez, and he'll just take it easy and slow things down. Diamond. Ingram. Wilson presents for it, but they go back to Alvarez. Yeah, they look for Lee. Kresna. Nice little back heel. Comes away and drop back now for Diamond. All the way back again to Alvarez. Both teams very comfortable to go all the way back to their keeper in order to reset and restructure their attacks. Beecham. Wilson. Out for Diamond. Goes wide for Ingram, who's pushing up. He goes back for Diamond now. Off the forward looking for Kresna. McNaughton treading a fine line with his defensive technique. Langlois tries to get the pass, but Wells breaks it up. Happy to just lay it back now. Ingram in for Wilson. Wilson under pressure from Kirihara. Gets it back again. Diamond. Neither side having a lot of fortune going through the other team. Around being the preferred option or over. Alvarez. Diamond again. Not a lot presenting. Yeah. Wells. Picked away, Kresna. Simmons. Buettner does well to get a boot in and take it away. But only clears it as far as Wilson. Wilson swings it wide now. Camper, can he keep it in? He can. He's got time and space to cross the ball. Drops it a little short though, and all of a sudden Jaffas take it away through Sato. He's going to use his footwork. Plays it off for Kirihara, who lays it off for Bond. Magic appeal for offside, but Griffiths keeps continuing on and the flag stays down. Griffiths v Camper. Taps it inside him. Griffiths takes a shot. Might have even been a cross. It was in between and the Jaffas managed to break it up. Now Wells threads it down for Lee, and the flag goes up for offside. Lee pleads with the assistant referee, but once that flag goes up, won't change. It looks like due to the heat we might be having a drinks break. Certainly been enthralling opening exchanges between the two sides. And it's confirmed. With the increased heat here, we are having a drinks break in each half, so both teams will take this moment to recompose and reset. And David Tenchevsky and Jim Kresna will have their chance to have a chat through what they need alongside their coaching staffs. Midway through the first half, and it is Broadmeadow leading 1-0. The opening goal coming from the boot of James Kresna, after Jared Baker did well to thread a low cross in for him, and he just tapped it home past Ben Kennedy in goals for the Jaffas.
Artisan Brennan Espresso Elder Street Lambton vouchers, 2 of those at $50, and 3 $50 Spice Affairs at Lambton vouchers there to Indian.
Fernie says it's time to get things moving again.
We'd like to thank today's matchday sponsor, Elders Real Estate. Lambton,
interesting to see
located at Elder Street Lambton.
if anyone gains anything from that very brief breather. Certainly outside of the goal, not a lot separating the two sides. There'll be more shots on goal for the Jaffas, but Magic, their chances a little more potent, forcing some more saves. Tom Waller will get us back underway on the referee's say-so. And away we go. No, Oates sends Waller down and we'll take it. Drags everyone across. Hits it up, but the wind blowing across takes it. Throw in from Magic. Neither side really able to gain control of the momentum yet. Both looking more dangerous through long plays and counter-attacks. Fresno with a loose boot there, lucky he didn't connect. Bond, Simmons. That'll be a free kick. It's right in front of the referee. The referee will have a quick word to Jack Simmons. Oates now will take this dead ball opportunity on halfway. Plays it to Langlois. McNaughton. Oates. Waller with a little bit of space. Griffiths. Dispossessed, and all of a sudden Wells goes racing on. Baker using his pace, gets to the outside of McNaughton. Has he got options in the box? He does, but can he find them? Just over. Camper couldn't get ahead to it. Jaffas clear it away, and Waller now. Can he structure something on the counter-attack? Looks for Kirihara. Not quite on target, and Diamond gets a head in to stop it. Wilson. Now we go back, and Wilson lays it off. Ingram and Wilson are exchanging passes. Now they mix it up. They send it back to Diamond. Beecham and Diamond now. Well, tic-tacking around from both sides in defence, just trying to see if they can create space through the opposition. Alvarez and Diamond again. Sloppy afterwards by Kirihara. Now the referee says he didn't make contact illegally. Beecham seems a little perturbed. That wasn't the case, but we continue on, and Magic now just inching upfield bit by bit now. They lob it forward, but Lee not ready for the through ball, had his back turned and doesn't even bother to give chase. Ben Kennedy will have a goal kick for Jaffas. Oates now. Lays it wide. Waller. Langlois sends it long. Wilson comes back to Beecham now. Preston, the goal scorer, dropping back into the defensive line. Wilson under pressure from Langlois. A little too much pressure, says the referee. Diamond sends it wide. Ingram just lays it back for the Englishman. Diamond barking instructions as they go. Ingram trying to tap it in. Lee appealing that his arm was pulled, and it did look like that from here, but the referee right on top of it. He's allowed them both to have a little bit of leeway and play some football today already. Butner, little tap inside, looks to take off. Threads the ball. Sato traps it to the outside. Now crossed in Taylor, but Alvarez is there. Picks it up at his bootlaces. Lambton, some good structures to get into attack. They just can't get that threatening finish coming yet. Tom Beecham down the right for Magic. Looking at options. He's got Wells inside. He presents for him, but he goes to the outside. A well-placed ball. Camper threads it in for Simmons. Simmons crosses it in. Deflected Lee, deflected again. Jared Baker eventually steps up on the third attempt. And Magic lead by 2. Lee couldn't get a clean shot on the first 2, but Baker made no mistake. Third time's the charm there for Magic. Broadmeadow Magic 2, Lambton Jaffas 1. And the home side's fans have plenty to cheer about early here at Magic Park. Sure what's happening here. Tom Waller looks like he's coming off. It's going to be Zach McShane coming on for Waller, a forced first half substitution. Referee just sorting things out. The fourth official confirms what everyone had already seen preemptively happen before the referee told us we needed to wait a little. So McShane will step in at left back. Certainly hope everything's okay with Tom Waller and it was just precautionary. Magic trying to create a third now, but Oates drops it back to Kennedy, who hoiks it forward towards halfway. Wilson gets ahead to it. Taylor gets grabbed, but continues on. Advantage, says the referee. He'll look to try and create something for Kirihari, will he? No. Tries to find Griffiths instead. Now Langlois. Lee pressing up behind him. Butner crosses it dangerously across the area. Sato will try and keep it in here, but can't do so, and we'll just push it across the sideline for a Magic throw. Forced across the line, and now to be a Jaffas throw. Shane now will take it. He throws it in, but the wind really picking up down there and just blew straight back out of play. Let's throw it down the line, and again, Oates with a header, and we'll have another throw in this one, a Magic one. It's a procession of throw-ins down on the western touchline at the moment. Oates watching. McNaughton gets collected by Baker, shoulder to shoulder. Wells plays it into Simmons. Simmons lofts it wide for Lee. Probably a touch heavier than he would have wanted, but it won't be too bad in the end. Butner just stabs his boots into it. It's crossed into the box, and Simmons open, unmarked at the back post. Puts it away for a third. Broadmeadow putting on a clinic here at home. You will not see an easier goal. The two defenders converged on this side, and they overreacted, and everyone swept back to the right of defence, leaving Jack Simmons advancing and open at the back post. And he just had to tap in for a third. And Kennedy giving the inquisition to his centre-backs now as to what happened. Unfortunately for them, they're just going to have to look back at the tape, because right now, with plenty of time still to come before the end of this half. It's 3-0 to Broadmeadow Magic. Referee gives CRM Lee a bit of a hurry up. Now McShane. Oates under pressure. Broadmeadow, unsurprisingly, is bringing their step. Kennedy, Wells is coming to him. He gets rid of it beforehand. Butner controls it well and plays it into Baker and earns the Jaffas a throw on the eastern side. Bond back to Butner. Butner ranging ball through. Well placed, finds Taylor. Now he drops it back Sato. Looking for Langlois, but couldn't quite get him, and it was picked off by the third goal scorer in Simmons. Now Ingram. Diamond. Ingram again. Goes long, looking for Lee. Oates. Shepherds it just for Kennedy to come out and pick it up. Kennedy plays it out to Oates again. Oates has been offered space and he'll take it willingly. Goes wide, McShane. Langlois. Goes down the line, Simmons pressing him. Manages to pivot through both defenders, putting pressure on him. Pretty average challenge after the fact, and the referee's going to let it go, though. As I said earlier, he's happy to let both sides play a little bit. Plenty going both ways. The ball lofted forward here, looking for Wells, but it'll sit up nicely for Kennedy before Bailey Wells can get there. Jaffas, they'd love to find some sort of response before half-time. Sato plays it back in, looking for Taylor. Again, the referee's just happy to play advantage. Lee has Wells there. Wells on his own. Gets to the outside of Oates. Going to try and hit a shot, is he? Plays it in off the legs. Lee is in there again. Goes to ground in the area, but looked like the defensive player got the ball. Referee happy to play on again. And a good job here not jumping at shadows or blowing unnecessary fouls so far. Taylor now out on the left, lays it off for Ingram. Taylor sits back in the pocket looking for his options. Camper calls for it. Wilson. Will he go to Camper? No, he goes all the way back to Beecham. Now it comes the way of Camper. Cuts inside. Manages to keep his feet. And in bad signs for the Jaffas, Lockie Griffiths is down holding his shoulder. The home crowd here at Magic Park giving him some feedback about his efforts. Kresner plays it wide. Baker does well to pop it back in. Oates comes flying through. Not Oates, sorry. Taylor comes flying through and sends it across the byline, and we'll have a corner for Magic. Griffiths back to his feet and not fully nursing his shoulder, so that's hopefully positive if you're a fan of the yellow and black. The last thing they needed was another injury and forced change. Ingram to take the corner. Assistant referee right on top of it, making sure he's got it within the corner space. Lofts it to the back post dangerously. Little deflection. Looked like it came off McNaughton. The referee's going to say it came off the head of a Magic player. Again, he's in a lot closer proximity than we are. Magic not pumped with the decision, unsurprisingly. Most players will try and sell that something should go in their favour, whether or not that's actually the facts. Langlois drops back. Pressing Wells. Takes it away from Oates, loses his footing. Assistant referee flags in. Little joke shared between Wells and Oates after the fact. Now let's see what Magic can conjure. You feel if they manage to get a fourth here in the shadows of half-time, that'd be one of the final nails in the coffin for Jaffas here. On the turnaround, couldn't score last week against Edgeworth, and they've already put 3 away in the first half here at home. Wells now drives it in, and McShane blocks it, and we'll have a corner. Again, it'll be Ingram coming down to take the corner. He so chooses to be able to utilise the wind here. It's coming back across the face of goal towards the byline, so he can just sit it up there and let it hold and drift back. That's exactly what he does. Just a little too much on it, and the wind ends up taking it across the byline, and it'll be a goal kick. And so he's just trying to sit it up and utilise that breeze and create an attacking opportunity. And Kennedy getting some feedback from the hill here at Magic Park. Taking his time, redirects his troops over to the right-hand edge and says, let's go deep. We're not going to play this one out. Shane tries to drop out to create an option, and Ben Kennedy waves him away. Headed backwards by Wilson, and now comes back the way of Bond. Kirihara. McShane swings it wide for Sato. Sato v Camper. Sato gets to the outside, thinks about crossing. Does cross it in the air, but it's headed out well. Defended by the Magic, and they clear this deep downfield, and it crosses just on Lambton's defensive side of halfway. McShane retreats to take the throw. Now Magic with Simmons, one of the 3 goal scorers, goes to Kresner, the other. And then Baker, the 3rd goal scorer. And the referee says that Buettner got all ball there. It's play on, but Baker is prone on the ground. Simmons. Back in. Wells. Kresner. Under pressure here. Simmons. Taylor chasing. Ball goes out. Baker now back up on his feet. There's a crunching collision. The referee says Buettner got ball and continued on. Camper asking the question again, and the referee again says that's the case. Now we've got another player down for Jaffas. It looks like it might be James Oates. As we get to almost the elapsation of 45 minutes since the kickoff, but we've had innumerable stoppages, 3 goals, a drinks break, and a couple of injuries. We've seen pretty much everything so far except for cards, which is a positive thing. The referee's done a wonderful job allowing both sides to play a reasonably physical brand of football. And unfortunately for Jaffas, they're going to need another substitution here in the first half. That'll be 2 of their rotations. It's really going to limit what they can do.
Well, that is break and play. I'd like to welcome our Magic 15s and 16s on the GSS Family Hill deck today.
2 minutes of additional time, says the 4th official.
Premier Youth League boys, 15s and 16s are on the deck today. Welcome, Magicians.
Let's get a confirmation of who's going to come on or what's happening here, but in the meantime, Jaffas will play a man down. Wells to take the free kick. Push towards the back post. Kresner gets there. Buettner gets a boot to clear it away. Taylor drops it back for McNaughton. McNaughton has Taylor down the line. Thinks better of it. Goes back infield to Langlois. Now Bond, who's dropped back for the moment into defence. McShane. Bond and McNaughton. As we head towards half-time, the Magic leading 3-0 on their home turf. Magic defending, keeping it compressed, forcing the Jaffas to try and go around the outside. McShane does well. Picks out Taylor. Langlois. Taylor again. Spins around past Wells. Wells going into the challenge with abandon. As does Taylor. The referee says play on, does he? No, he doesn't. Now he's going to come across and we're going to see him go into his pocket. And Riley Taylor will have the displeasure of being the first one to go into the book today. A yellow card for the Jaffas midfielder. Jaffas still just playing with 10 at the moment. It looks like they might go to half time and not burn a rotation. And we think there's not long at all. As I say that, the referee blows his whistle and we go to the break. A half that had a little bit of everything, but what it certainly had is plenty of goals for the home side in Broadmeadow Magic. James Kresner opened the scoring. Jared Baker and Jack Simmons found themselves on the score sheet as well. For Jaffas, they lost Tom Mollett early in the first half, or midway through the first half, I should say, and it looks like possibly James Oates as well. So it's a big injury ward for the Jaffas at the break. It's a big challenge for David Tanchevsky as to how his team can turn it around, while Jim Kresner will want to make sure his team comes back in the second half and secures the 3 points from here. We're going to take a short break for the next 10 or so minutes. We'll rejoin you after that with the second half of round 2, match of the round on Northern New South Wales YouTube. It's the men's NPL, Broadmeadow Magic 3, Lambton Jaffas 0.
Broadmeadow Magic like to take this opportunity to thank today's our 2025 major partners, GSS Group Australia, Ground Stabilisation Systems, the Excavation Specialists, Newcastle Macedonia Sports Club, Australian Drilling Attachments, Finance Triangle Australia, Boss Designs Custom Kitchens.
You can find football almost everywhere you look. It's not just on a pitch on a Saturday. Football is ingrained in our communities and our lives. Football is friendship, fitness, connection, passion, joy, despair, and the love of the game. From Newcastle Permanent Community Football and our Coles Mini Roos to our NPL competitions and the A-Leagues. On the beach, at school, at the park, in the backyard or on the pitch, football is everywhere in Northern New South Wales.
Football is Newcastle, Mid-North Coast,
Lake Macquarie,
it's Coffs Harbour, the Hunter Valley,
the Northern Inland,
the Far North Coast,
and everywhere in between. No matter who you are, there's a place for you to play football with us. Registrations for the 2025 season are open now. Search Northern New South Wales Football to find your club and join our team because
football
is everywhere. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. Football is everywhere.
Because football is everywhere in Northern New South Wales.
Some scheduling information for upcoming fixtures. Broadmeadow Magic Women are back at Magic Park next Friday, the 28th of February, as they take on Maitland FC. Next weekend, the Magic Men are at Alder Park, taking on New Lambton, and the Magic can return to Magic Park on Sunday, the 9th of March, as we take on Azuri. There's some midweek football happening here at Magic Park, where the Newcastle Suns are taking on Southern United from Foster. They'll be aiming to get a step further in this year's Australia Cup. So that's 7 p.m. Tuesday, Newcastle Suns here at Magic Park. And I'm going to hand over to our Elders Charity Shield team to take over for some formalities. Steve. Sorry, CT. Hello everyone. years gone by. We've got Steve Kukamalowski here who we've been putting this together every year, and we're really grateful for the work that he and his team do in pulling this all together. Just personally, I'd just like to say thank you. Both Steve and I have lost recently with our sons passing away, and your support has been overwhelming. So, really, on behalf of Steve, I'd like to say thank you to all of you. It really does mean a lot. Before we get to Richard Jones at the end, Steve, just tell us a little bit about this Coach Shield and the work that you've done over the years.
Well, this year's probably, like CT said, one of the darkest times for CT and myself, losing our boys. But we can't lose sight of moving forward and helping the Westpac. And what a great institution it is in northern New South Wales. With Richard and CT on board, always helping me out, trying to raise funds. And today we have $4,000 going towards the Westpac, and that's just at half time. So if anyone else wants to donate, please come up and see me or Richard. We're more than happy to take your money. Okay, cash only, Richard said, so we can put it at the bar. No, sorry, I didn't say that. Thanks, Steve. Yeah, we really do appreciate it. I might just shuffle in the middle with Jonesy. Richard Jones, former CEO of the Westpac Rescue Helicopter. Now, that's what your role is, and then also, because I've got a good idea of what it is, to be honest, about your role, but also what this and other groups around our regions, what these types of contributions make and where they go, the funds. Thanks, Teresa, and thank you very much to the Magic Club and elders. You and your team, and thanks for the Jaffas also for being involved in today. To everyone that's bought a ticket today, thank you so much. It means a hell of a lot. Massive weekend, as Teresa said, Northern New South Wales. We had a big lunch in at Mangara Club on the Central Coast on Friday. Last night we had 600 people under a marquee at Tamworth Lookout for a black tie event up there, and it's my absolute privilege to be here today with these guys and raising some money for that helicopter. The service continues to be busy. Last year we flew about 2,600 flight hours, and it's about $7,000 an hour. So get your phone out there, the numbers on that one. The New South Wales government did provide about 80% of the funding required, but our budget now is bordering on $70 million a year. As CT said, I was CEO for 27 years, and then they worked me out, gave me another job, which is sort of like the old one without the bullshit and the emails. And we had 20 full-time staff. Right behind you here as our base. Now as I stand here, we've got 150 full-time staff. We've got 40 engineers alone to make sure that's enough stay in there. So thanks everyone for your support. I hope you're out there every time you see anyone from the helicopter is when a little fat bloke like me is standing here saying thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, we've got a couple of tickets right now. Right, so you go up into the clubhouse and see Louise. First one is Joe Thorne. Wells Kerry Wells, sorry. C. Jaden. That's Jaden Kukamovsky, so I'll play that. Mendes Sojanovsky. I'll play that one as well. Julianne, we've got your phone number. I'll keep it away from Josie. Oh, there we go. Congratulations, Julianne. Kath and Costa. We've got Michael Kay.
There's one up there. Michael Kickoff.
Michael Kikowski. Chris Roberts. Here we go, yeah. Another one for Jaden C. I'll be going up to collect his as well. Jaffa, Macca from the Jaffas.
again, Michael, would you first get the three? Oh, we'll give it to other people, don't worry about that. This one's just Nick, and we've got your phone number, Nick, if you remember that interview, remember that? Oh, that's not his dad. Have we got a 13? Last two. Scott Douglas. Dougie, where you are?
No matter who you are, there's a place for you to play football with us. Registrations for the 2025 season are open now.
Football is
Everywhere! It's everywhere!
On the beach, at school, at the park, in the backyard or on the pitch. Football is everywhere in northern New South Wales.
Football is Newcastle.
Lake Macquarie.
The Hunter Valley!
Search Northern New South Wales Football to find your club and join our team, because football is everywhere in northern New South Wales.
Thanks once again and appreciate your support. Thank you.
Welcome back to Magic Park for the second half of the round 2 Northern New South Wales men's NPL fixture. Broadmeadow Magic up against the Lambton Jaffas. In the first half has been all Broadmeadow. They lead 3-0 at the break. The first goal came the way of James Kresner, the second through Jared Baker, and the third to Jack Simmons. You can confirm at half time. Another change for the Jaffas. James Oates has come out. Sam Denellen will go in. Let's see how that impacts their lineup. Denellen lining up at the top of the attack, so it's like a bit of a reshuffle potentially. And we're underway through Bailey Wells. So I might have Lachlan Graham out there for Jaffas as well. Pat Bonds dropped back into defence. So potentially Broadmeadow creating an attack here through Simmons again. Threaded through Wells, dangerous inside the 18-yard box. Tries to pop it back, but just defended away. Bond. So it looks like it might be Riley Taylor, who's on the yellow card, who's also come off at halftime, and he's been replaced by Lachlan Graham. Changes are plenty for the Jaffas, trying to find something to unlock their attack. Ingram with the corner now. Drives it up, punched away by Kennedy. Sato clears it further. Kirihara traps it, gets to the outside. Can't quite get away from Camper. Plays it in for Denellen. It's back with Norton. Ball turned over. Wells looking to get on the score sheet, and he does. Bailey Wells beats a stranded Ben Kennedy, and Magic pick up where they left off in the first half. This time Bailey Wells, the fourth member of the Magic, to get on the score sheet, and they lead 4-0 early in the second half here in Broadmeadow. It's been a tough afternoon for the man between the sticks for Lambton Jaffas, Ben Kennedy, and Bailey Wells pours some salt into the wound there. A mistake at the back as Lambton tried to work the ball through too tight a space, and Wells pounced. And he doesn't often make a mistake when he gets the chance one-on-one with a keeper. What can Lambton come up with here to put some pride back into this scoreline? Butner up against Baker. Baker comes away. Looking to thread the ball wide there is Wilson. Wins out and takes it away from Denellen. Baker lofts it in. Looking for Wells. Graham for Griffiths. Go back. Pass to Kennedy. Try and recompose and settle things down. Norton sends it downfield looking for Kirihara, but it's broken up. Langlois, Denellen. Langlois comes over the top, takes it away. Graham. Butner looking for Kirihara. Play on, says the referee. Langlois trying to get to the outside, crosses it in. Alvarez takes it with no pressure on. Better attacking shape from the Jaffas, but there's no one in the box to finish. Beecham's a diamond. Trying to set things up again here, the Magic. Feel like they'd like to chase a few more goals here. They set a tone last year a couple of times, but really racking up some score lines against opposition. This will certainly get their confidence rolling, and we'll have Jim Kresner really happy with their execution. Here they go again, Ingram. Apologies, it was Camper laying that pass down. Now back to Wilson. Beecham goes wide. Diamond threads the ball. Baker pushing through, couldn't quite control it. And Kennedy clears it away. Sato. I feel if there's going to be something sparked here, he might be amongst it for the Jaffas. He was the provider last week. Kirihara. Lofts it forward. Denellen trying to get to the outside. Cuts it back. Lays it back for Butner. Butner crosses it into the box. Beats everyone. Kirihara can't quite get a connection. Scuffs it off his shin. Now Beecham. Camper gets his side of throw. Wilson presents short. Will he go down the line again? Lee there presenting for him. Can't quite control it, but comes off Bond last, so will be a throw in for the Magic. They continue to try and press this lead. Now they're working. Camper. It's on the afterburners. Tries to use his pace, runs out of space though. Simmons lays it off. Camper again. Drops it all the way back to Beecham. Beecham. Kresner turns it over. Graham comes away with it. Threads the ball, looking for Kirihara. He's in a foot race. And well done there. Diamond just slides in, gets the boot in and breaks it up. Danilo looks to take the quick throw. McShane will come down and take it from him. Danilo back to McShane. It's an in Langlois. A little bit of a miscommunication between the two Jaffas teammates. Langlois can't control it and it goes across the byline for a goal kick. Magic looking composed under the attacking pressure of the Jaffas. Long clearance from Alvarez. McNaughton nods it off the back of his head for Kennedy. Bond takes on Lee. That's ended in disaster already today for the Jaffas. Now they thread the ball forward. It's not quite as cohesive as they might like to be today, Lambton. See something missing a little in the communication and combination. Beecham. Sends Camper down the right. Plays it through, hoping for Wells, but Wells wasn't quite ready to take off, and instead they go the other way now. The Jaffas through Griffiths. Puts it out in front to Nellen. He's got Kirihara there if he can get it to him. Broken up again. Got a little bit more good fortune than good management there from Magic. They're starting to look a little dangerous. The Jaffas just getting that last pass to find its target. Clearance goes long, finds the head of Bond. Graham can't quite get to it. It spills wide to Sato. Sato crosses it in. Dangerous zone, but Alvarez is out to meet it. Alvarez rolls it out to the feet of Diamond. Beecham meanders out into the space in front of him. He's on a leisurely walk, Beecham. Just happy to control the time and space. And why wouldn't he? His team leads 4-0. Clumsy challenge at best, it might be described from Langlois, but Baker goes on the attack, swings it wide. Before it's driven almost into the next suburb by Zach McShane as he breaks up the attack from Wells. Joe Langlois gets a little warning on the way through from the referee, and we're going to have a change for the Magic. Coming from the field will be their captain, Jeremy Wilson. Gives the captain's armband to Beecham. And Luke Corcoran will come on. Hearty applause. From the Magic faithful for their captain as he comes away.
Number 20, Jeremy Wilson coming off, being replaced by number 6, Luke Corrigan.
In the meantime, a throw deep in attacking territory. Another throw for Magic. Corcoran will get his first touch. Plays it back. Beecham. To Diamond. Beecham, big ranging pass to the left, finds his target well with Ingram. Baker gets a little touch through, can he keep it in? The body language tells you straight away that he couldn't quite control it. Another good attacking raid though from Magic. Langlois, complacent there, Baker takes it away now. Wells looking for Lee. Langlois retreats and cleans up his mess, but the offside flag had gone up, but we play on. And they switch it wide for Sato. Sato's got Butner with him. Danellan looking for Sato. They play it back to Alvarez and he'll clear it deep. Norton finds it as far back as Bailey Wells. Now Jared Baker switches the ball. Pushes it up into that wind that's now going across field, and Camper gets himself into a fight. Lachlan Griffiths seemed to be holding on to Camper, but somehow ended up the one on the ground. Now a lofted through ball looking for the pace of Bailey Wells, but a little too heavy for him, and Kennedy gets us going again straight away to Butner. Now Langlois. Careful not to play himself into trouble there. McShane back in for Bond to Kennedy. I'd love to get at least one or two back here, Lambton. McNaughton puts it up, the wind gets hold of it. And they throw into Magic. On the edge of their defensive third. We will Ingram to take the throw. Ingram, unsurprisingly, in no rush. Goes long. Comes off a Lambton player in Butner, and again it'll be another throw for the Magic. They come back this time. They send it all the way back to Alvarez. He's happy to take a moment's pause and assess his options before he goes wide to the right to Camper. So it looks like it's Corcoran now that's dropped back, and Camper has pushed up the field. Play on the right edge. Now Beecham again with the switch. A little too heavy this time. We'll throw back in Langlois. Butner. Hits it forward, not really with much in mind based on the execution. Now Beecham. Corcoran. They appeal for the offside flag, and it does come up against Lee. Now to be Magic to make a change. Sato will make way. Archie Finn will come on. Finn will go to the point of attack. Kerry Hari will swing to the left edge, and Griffiths will come to this right wing. Lambton passing it about in their defence. They swing it forward now. Diamond takes his time, takes a touch, comes back to him. Now he threads it back to Alvarez. He'll go long. That ranging boot McShane wins out for the time being, but Camper breaks it up. Wells plays it back to him. Camper returns the favour, and they continue to work it between the two of them. Now they involve Simmons. Kresner trying to make an advancing run. Simmons slices through, finds Kresner. He cuts to the outside. He's going to thread it wide, but the offside flag goes up. Was close. Camper just jumped the gun there a little early. Now Griffiths swings it to Butner. Beecham clears it away off the outside of the boot. Butner wins out, doesn't quite go across the sideline. Under pressure from Baker. Now Griffiths. Finn tries to get it forward, the former Olympic player. Change coming now. Baker will come from the field for Magic. Angus McLeod comes on.
And Bailey Wells coming off, being replaced by Tom Parks.
Tom Parks coming on for Bailey Wells. A double change for the Magic. Why wouldn't you start to deliver some good and well-earned breathers to some of your key players at this point on a hot afternoon? You lead 4-0. An impressive display from the Magic. An uncharacteristically disjointed display from the Jaffas. And to add insult to injury, pardon the pun, they've also had some forced changes partway through the game. We had Topple Stanley out with a what we're told is a calf injury. And then forced changes seeing both Waller and Oates come from the field, which is really testing their defensive depth, the Jaffas. Hopefully they're only short-term injuries. And Watt gets a header to it. Trap between Dunellen and Corcoran, and Marks pulls up and leaves it for Langlois. Jaffas go all the way back to Kennedy. Nice switch, McNaughton. Again back to the keeper. Graham swings wide, McNaughton. As well to pick out Lachlan Griffiths. Ends up with the ball back. Simmons blocks the pass. Langlois sends it to Kennedy again. Struggling to make progress downfield, the Jaffas at this stage. Dunellen wears it in the midriff, can't control it. Finn puts pressure on Kresner, who lays it off. Beecham through Corcoran. Then Diamond back to Beecham. Corcoran chips it forward. No real runners there, so Bond will pick it off for Jaffas. Bond lobs it forward, looking for Kirihara. Beecham beats him to the ball. Sends it down the line. Camper sets Simmons free. Simmons tries to thread the needle and finds Lee. Lee gets it inside McNaughton, but McNaughton just gets a toe to it and pokes it across for Ben Kennedy to retrieve. Shane to Langlois. Langlois heads downfield. Denellen. Norton now. Lob through. Butner pulls up. I'm not sure. They didn't think he had the legs to retrieve, or what might the case have been. Diamond peeling to the bench for a change, maybe. Langlois breaks through. Parks tries to hang on, can't win out for the time being. Kirihara tries to thread it to McShane. McShane wins out and earns the throw. Hesitates to take the quick one now. It goes long, looking for Denellen. Corcoran sends it back. Beecham drives it long. Put into an awkward position there. Now Lee in a foot race with McNaughton. Lee looking for another goal for Broadmeadow. Wonderful tackle from behind by Bond. Now Butner working against McLeod but can't control it. And we are going to see another change here. Are we? Or we're going to head to the drinks break. Going to be the drinks break for the second half. And as we pause to rehydrate, it is 4-0 the way of the home side, the Broadmeadow Magic. Simmons, Wells, Baker and Kresner all on the score sheet. And of course, a reminder to make sure you stay tuned to Northern New South Wales Football's YouTube channel throughout the season. So much action coming to you throughout the NPL. Both the men's and women's games, both first and reserve grade for each, covered live throughout the year, so you can tune in to your favourite team or teams as the season continues on. A recap of the action across the weekend so far. The men's NPL action on Friday night. It was Adamstown 3-2 winners over Valentine, getting their first win of the season. Charlestown Azuri made it back-to-back wins early on Saturday with a 3-0 win over New Lambton FC, so New Lambton yet to win. Cooks Hill got an upset at number 2 Sports Ground on Saturday evening, 2-1 over Maitland FC. Also on Saturday evening, this time down at Blacksmiths, Bell Swans, the newly promoted Bell Swans, had a 1-1 draw with last year's grand finalists Edgeworth Eagles. And then, of course, we've got this game in progress at the moment. Broadmeadow leading 4-0. And later on this afternoon, coming to you from Darling Street Oval, Newcastle Olympic will host Western. Olympic coming off a win against Cooks Hill last week. Western coming off a loss to Azuri. And then in the women's Northern New South Wales competition, Friday night, Newcastle Olympic made it back-to-back. This time a 5-2 win against Lake Macquarie City. And then yesterday at Lake Macquarie Regional Football Facility as well, Broadmeadow away from home. It was Adamstown's home game, transferred out there. It was a 4-2 win for them. And again, later this afternoon, we've got Maitland FC hosting New Lambton FC. New Lambton coming off the back of a comprehensive loss in round 1 to Charlestown Azuri. Maitland, a somewhat surprising draw at home to newcomers Lake Macquarie City. 1-1, so both sides will be looking to improve from last week's performances. Back to the action here as things progress, and Beecham looking to work it out of his defensive area. Tries to find the unlikely through ball for Lee, but instead they've now been picked off by Bond, who lays it back for his keeper in Kennedy. Kennedy hits it up and forward. Gets it just to halfway before Diamond sends it forward. And didn't deflect it, and it ends up all the way back at Alvarez. Now Beecham. He's offered some space. He takes it. Lays it off now. Ingram down the line. Nice little 1-2. Beautiful line inside from Ingram. Can he find a teammate? He threads it for Lee, but Butner breaks it up. The attacking raid not over. McLeod sends it wide. That's Ingram out here, sorry. And McNaughton just lobs it into the crowd. And we'll have a corner, and Ingram will take it. Beautiful run down the right edge. Of course, was the 2 jersey, which is Camper, not Ingram. Apologies. 2 of those getting the 2, the left and the right back confused. It's actually going to go for a throw in here. McLeod gets a better body position initially. Danellen then gets a boot in. It comes back for Corcoran. And the throw in goes the way of Lambton. Butner will take the throw. Long down the line. Finn touches it inside. Beecham back to Alvarez. Picked off Danellen. Diamond pushes it across. And the Jaffas will have an opportunity from the set piece here. They'll have a corner. I mean, Joey Langlois to come and take it. Kirahara seeps deep in the box, as does Finn. Danellen and Griffith set up centrally. McNaughton comes in alongside Bond. It comes off the head. Just couldn't get it down, Pat Bond. The referee says it deflected off a Magic player. So we'll have a repeat. Langlois to take the corner again. This one falls for McNaughton. He can't get real contact on it. Spills out for Simmons. He hits it out in front of Parks. McShane gives him a little bump. The referee's happy with it. And will come for changes. Thick and fast by the look of it. A double change for the Jaffas. For the Magic.
Substitutions for Broadmeadow Magic. Ceremonial coming off, being replaced by Jaden Stilson. And Ben Diamond being replaced by Ryan Ensor.
So Ryan Ensor and Jaden Stilson coming on for Magic. Siram Lee and Ben Diamond coming off. So I might have Miles Gaffney come on as well. For Riley McNaughton for the Jaffas. So that'll be a full complement of subs for both sides. Ensor. Beecham. Goes forward. Looking for Stewardson. Can't quite get to him. Langlois. Pulls it back. On the pivot. Sends it for Griffiths. Tries to feed Butner. But defensively broken up by the Magic. Butner with the throw, goes into Graham. McLeod picks it off. Stewardson drops it back in for Simmons. Simmons races away down the left wing. Plenty of time and space on the outside of Gaffney. Crosses it in. Not quite cleared. Stewardson on fresh and finishes. Straight on the sub and straight on the score sheet. Jaden Stewardson gets a 5th for Broadmeadow Magic. And this time, it was Jack Simmons turning provider. Broadmeadow Magic 5, Lambton Jaffas 0. And this is a very one-sided display here at Magic Park. And if the coffin wasn't nailed shut on the 3 points, it certainly is now. That's a final nail in the coffin. The sub comes on. And on almost his first touch of the ball, finishes past a stranded Ben Kennedy. He must be questioning his choices on how to spend a Sunday afternoon. Caught one-on-one for 3 of the 5 goals. There's a miscued pass here. Jaffas not quite sure what's happening at the back for them. We'll mix up at the back there. Ensor and Alvarez sorted out though. Now, Ensor plays it across. Camper. Back to Beecham. Alvarez. Ensor. Corcoran. Trying to overload forward. Kresner goes wide. McLeod. Kresner backing up for another option here. Plays through. Crosses it into the box, but has overcooked it by some distance. And it will be a goal kick. Magic just outflanking Jaffas at will here, especially down this left edge. Bond. Danellen. Back for McShane. Switch it all the way back to the keeper in Kennedy. Gaffney. Griffiths. A heavy touch. Langlois is going to have to retreat deep into his corner here and try and get a result. They do keep it in. Ingram gets it out in front of McLeod. He pops the ball in dangerously, Parks, but Kennedy races out and dives on it. Must just feel like a constant barrage if you're Ben Kennedy. The attacking waves just keep on coming. Lofted ball, looking for Finn. He decides immediately that it was a little too heavy for him to chase. Alvarez will bring it back infield, happy to take his time. And absolutely no rush. The Magic. Corcoran. Spin to get away from Danellen, lays it out to Beecham. Camper. Parks, a nice little 1-2. Camper's away down the right now. Looks for Stewardson. Stewardson for a moment thought he was going to be on for a brace. Said Bond going the other way, loses his footing. Camper keeps his. Parks crosses it into the box. Not quite textbook clearance from Gaffney, but it works nonetheless. Griffiths and Ingram go toe to toe. Magic will concede the throw to Jaffas. Matt Butner goes along with the throw to Bond. Jaffas conjures something to get on the score sheet here. And just take away some sort of positive to finish this match. Another throw, this time the way of Jaffas. Ensor wins out. Stewardson looking for options, lays it back to Corcoran. Camper back to Beecham. Now Corcoran again. Camper out wide on the right. Beecham meanders forwards and pokes it out in front of Gus McLeod. Butner slides in and pushes it across the sideline. A throw only a metre or so from the corner flag for the Magic. McLeod wanted to take it quickly, but he's waved off by Ingram. Again, Broadmeadow to slow the tempo down, happy to let the clock run. McLeod muscled out. Langlois. Corcoran does well to win out, and then as he loses his footing, prodded off the way of Camper. Beecham and Corcoran. Corcoran feigns the pass and then runs forward. Tries to thread it through, but Kirihara pulls it up. Finn. And they're going to come back for the advantage. The jersey pull on Kirihara Graham. Well, looking to be threaded through for Griffiths, but just a little under hit. Alvarez, former Mariners Academy player, and spent some time in the lower ranks at Charlestown, Missouri. Now Ensor threads it for Kresnar. He was the first goal scorer. There's now 5 of them on the score sheet. Corcoran. Ensor reacts late and manages to keep it in. Alvarez lays out to Beecham. Ensor goes long. Looking for McLeod. He does well to keep it inside the sideline, but the touch a little too heavy, and we'll go now for a goal kick. Denellen loses outside to side to Kresnar. Kresnar lofts it forward, looking for Parks. He's got the inside run. Couldn't get it to hold up though. Chips it back, looking for Simmons. Can't control it off the chest, and it goes over the byline again for a goal kick. Certainly some concerns about the porous nature of the Jaffas defence today. Magic have found holes at will, and they've got to that back line. Admittedly, it's a very different back line to their first choice one now. No McNaughton, no Topple Stanley, no Oates, and no Waller. Or either now rested or injured, depending on the situation and circumstance. Topple Stanley, we know, a calf injury. Then we saw Waller come off. As they now go forward, Langlois. Will he take a shot himself? Kresnar breaks it up instead, and Ensor quickly lays it off. Broadmeadow going on the counter-attack. They're not done yet. Parks out wide, gets the ball fed to him by Simmons. Can he find Stewardson in the box? No. He's overcooked that one and sends it well over the western touchline. Buton will take the throw. There's Danella now. Back to Bond. Bond to Lachlan Graham. McShane. McShane is the first half substitute. Came on when Wallace succumbed to an injury. Now they come wide. Buton up. Bond. Both sides just really feel like they're starting to go through the motions as time whittles down here at Broadmeadow. It's been comprehensive from the Magic. Finn. Ensor gets a boot in. Corcoran muscles him off the ball. Simmons now. Stewardson puts it out in front of Corcoran. Gets a touch to the outside of McShane. Thinks about having a shot. Deflects off the legs of McShane and just trickles over the sideline despite a sliding lunge. Simmons crossed it into the box, across the face of everyone, and again, will race away and over the western sideline. Buton with a throw deep in defensive territory. Lofts it up. Denellen gets a touch. Insaw. Beecham drops it across for Camper. Now it comes back Insaw. Wind picking up as the game fades out to a close. Beecham drives it forward. Ingram does well to keep it in. Lays off McLeod. Takes a shot. Kennedy palms it down. Retrieves it on the bounce. Good intent from Gus McLeod. Finn. Kresner wins out again. Ingram. Butner goes to ground. Referee says was a foul. So we'll come back for a free kick the way of the Jaffas. Gaffney to take it, lofts it up. Ensor into the back of the Jaffas player. It will be a magic throw. Ball finally retrieved and Stewartson gets a header on to Simmons. Simmons, despite going to ground, managed to maintain possession, but the referee says no advantage, so it will be a free kick back the way of Magic. Game certainly hasn't been lacking goals. 4 first half goals, just the one. Goal to Stewartson late in this half. All missed by Simmons. Now Jaffas, what can they conjure here? Can they get something late from this game? Cleared away for the time being. Stewartson gets up for it. Gaffney leaps over him. Heads it across the sideline. Langlois. It's worked end to end of the pitch and has been busy now all of a sudden. Can Magic spring free? Parks gets it broken up by McShane. And he'll send it back to Kennedy. And work it out now, Gaffney. Down the left now for Jaffas. It's promising. Can Finn get the touch? No, he can't. Goes into the back of Kresner, and that'll be a foul. Again, Magic will slow things down. Alvarez will come out and take it. Sends it across to Ensor. And saw again, Griffiths pokes it forward. Go forward. Parks thinks about crossing it in. Now Corcoran in a battle with Kirihara. Corcoran gets into the 18-yard box, slides in, goes to ground, play on. Says the referee got the ball. Matter anyway, not much eventuates from it. Finn for Bond. Presner tries to take it away. Bond goes to ground, and it'll be a free kick against Ensor. Some clumsy challenges coming in as fatigue sets in for both sides. McShane now back in Langlois. And the referee says that will do us here at Magic Park. And it is a comprehensive win for the men in red. The home side, Broadmeadow Magic, 5-0. The scoring was opened by James Kresner in the first half. Jack Simmons, Bailey Wells, Jared Baker and Jaden Stewartson all got themselves on the score sheet in today's 5-0 result. A hard-earned 3 points and a well-earned 3 points for Broadmeadow Magic, while for Lambton Jaffas, we're back to the drawing board after a number of injuries, both coming into and during this game. So we'll see what these teams can take away as they head to round 3. In the meantime, make sure you stay tuned to Northern New South Wales Football's YouTube channel for all of the NPL men's and women's first and reserve grade action throughout the season. Still more games to come for this weekend, both in the men's and women's, of course, in the women's competition. We know that we've got a fixture up at Cook Square Park there this afternoon. It's well worth tuning into from 4:30 as Maitland FC host New Lambton. And in the men's, another game here to come as well in the 4:30 game. It will be Newcastle Olympic hosting Western Bears at Darling Street Oval. So plenty more to tune into. We look forward to bringing you all of the action over the coming weeks. In the meantime, Chris McPherson signing out from here as Broadmeadow Magic seal 3 points, 5-0 over the Lambton Jaffas.
Behind you.